91.3 WVKR, Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. That was Trombone Shorty, Due to Me. He'll be performing at Ulster Performing Arts Center August 22nd. And on the line with me, on the phone right now, let's get our guests from the Bardavon and UPAC. Chris and Stephen?
Hey, yeah. Hey, Rita.
Hello. So nice to talk to you, both of you. I'd like to do a brief intro, if I may. After being closed for 14 months, the Bardavon in Poughkeepsie and Ulster Performing Arts Center, also known as UPAC in Kingston, will be reopening in August. Tickets for new shows have been added and are for sale now. Chris Silva, Executive Director, and Stephen LaMarca, Managing Director of Theater Production, are joining me here today to discuss all the exciting things happening at the theaters. And with that, a welcome to LocalMotion, guys.
Hi, Rita. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good, but I don't think as good as you guys with the theater doors finally opening.
No, it's a good feeling for sure, and it's really 15 months and counting before we actually reopen. But yeah, we're really happy to open with Shorty because it's a party band, and we're going to throw some other party elements into the day and evening out on the street. So it'll be a real celebration, really, of reopening.
Yeah, I starting to see the Beacon Theater open and these other theater companies, and when these performers get on the stage, you can just feel the energy, even more so than ever.
Yeah, no, completely. Yeah, because it's been
a long intermission.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. You guys, you've done some good things, though. I've been watching your YouTube channel, Bardavon Presents YouTube channel, and you've put on some pretty amazing shows. If you guys would talk about a little bit of what you've been doing with that over the past 14, 15 months.
Yeah, well, Stephen came up with this idea of albums revisited, which was, taking some of the greatest albums of the past, and then connecting them up with some of the greatest artists in the world, and each of them records a cover of one of the 10 or 12 songs on the album, and then we stream it out, and we put it together with sort of a documentary feel, so that at least after the first one, the second one, the Grateful Dead one, we really kind of laid on the documentary aspect and then just sort of poured it on for all the rest. But yeah, it created kind of a cool overview of one artist and one album and everything around that one album.
And you could see the progression of them too. The first one we did, Chris and I were shooting each other with our cell phones. The whole entire thing was very guerrilla put together, but we kind of progressed from there and did some.
Well, we found that Brian Whitney, one of our box office guys, is a filmmaker from Chicago, and we didn't hire him as a filmmaker, but that's what he did for us for a year and a half was shoot and edit all these things, not just the albums revisited, but we also did a Hudson Valley Philharmonic virtual concert hall. We've done three of those, and two more are coming out over the next month. And we did some other kind of special projects that we had done over the years, like with the Poughkeepsie Library, or when Randy, our wonderful conductor, passed away last year, we did a tribute to him, which was really beautiful. And so, yeah, it's been a big pivot. Plus, we have a huge arts and education program, which, was dead in the water, and we totally switched over to virtual arts programming, and we reached so many people, way beyond what we'd ever reach live. Tens of thousands of Hudson Valley students and teachers signed on for the whole variety of different programs and residencies and workshops and everything. And we really, it was crazy in the holidays. In December, we streamed out a filmed version of A Christmas Carol, Nutcracker, and The Messiah, and we had like 1 million views.
Amazing.
For those three.
Crazy, yeah.
So it was crazy, and luckily people also were willing to donate. All these streams were free,
yeah.
And we just pitched donations, and we raised close to $100,000 during this whole period. So, it cost us $80,000 a month to stay open. So it's not a huge amount in relative terms, but it was rewarding in the sense that, a lot of work to put these things. I think we ended up doing about 14 or 15 or maybe even 16 streams if you count the arts and ed stuff.
And really grew our YouTube channel, too, from nothing up to like 22,000. On the last broadcast we did, we had people signing in from Scotland and Argentina and saying, I can't wait for this one.
Amazing. Now, are you guys going to continue doing stuff on YouTube or somehow incorporating that into your programming somehow?
We're talking about a few things, like with the Philharmonic. We have a series of guest conductors that we've engaged this coming season, and we're going to have each of them developing a little content to put out just to introduce themselves to the orchestra, because they're brand new faces, and talk about some of the programming we're doing with the orchestra this year, which features a lot of new works that haven't been seen in our audience by our audience before. So they're going to develop some of that, and then I'm hoping to occasionally tap into the Albums Revisited theme, but this last one we did was David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust, and it was noticeably it was more challenging to put it together and to get it done, because I think everybody's kind of turning their attention back to the live that's now coming back with such strength so fast.
Yeah, absolutely. Now I will say that I bought a beautiful T-shirt. You guys had some amazing, nice quality merchandise available over the holidays. T-shirts, long shirts, sweatshirts. How did that go for you guys?
Really good. Yeah, we've sold hundreds and hundreds of those, and we just introduced last month the HVP tote bags for the Philharmonic, and next month we'll introduce Philharmonic T-shirts and hoodies and what have you. So, we've finally created. This is one of the things about being quiet for so long, is that it opened up. It gave us the space, the bandwidth, or whatever, to do things we've been talking about doing, but just never had time to do. That goes along with maintenance at both theaters. They need a lot of TLC, and we rarely have time to give it. But we've been able to strip the grid and repaint and just unbelievable amount of maintenance, which is really just going to make our operations so much better and smoother, once we reopen. So,
right.
We really did try. After the first 2 months, when we just recovered from the shock of realizing that we're closed and we're going to be closed for over a year, we started to break into being productive. And so, for really the last year or more, besides producing the programming, we've been really working in the rooms and the spaces, and just trying to make a whole operation run.
Yeah,
basically,
it makes sense. A lot of people have gotten creative during this time. I also want to suggest to listeners, and you guys please talk about it more, a great way to support the Bardavon and UPAC is by becoming a member. If you could talk more about membership to the theaters, that would be great.
Yeah. No, people, our membership is pretty inexpensive. 50 to 75 is the sort of the starting, depending on age and, if you're a senior or not. And it does support us in a major way. We have a couple thousand households that are members, and we bring in hundreds of thousands of dollars through that effort. But members in general, they get $5 off of every ticket that they buy, and they can buy as many as they want for all the shows. And we hold locations. The best seats in the house are always for the members. And tickets usually go on sale first to members. And just this year we introduced, again, this was because we had the space in our brains to think about it. People can email the box office and order tickets, or give a phone number and we'll call you back. If you don't get through on an on sale or something. And also we've added a very new thing of giving members passwords to go to Ticketmaster when we're not open and find those lower priced best locations on Ticketmaster if they want to wait for the box office to open. So, we keep sort of adding perks. Everybody gets free tickets to the movies if you're a member, and stuff like that. So it's it's real necessary part of our operation.
Yeah, absolutely. And the Bardavon and UPAC box offices, they're going to be they're open now, right? Tuesday through Friday?
Yeah. Well, they're open remotely. You can call or email now, and then we'll open in person July 6th.
Okay.
And then we go back to the normal, like you said, 11 to 5, Tuesday through Friday, and then open on weekends of shows until intermission. So, yeah, we're going back full time.
Oh, man, it's exciting. I can't wait to come back into your beautiful theaters, guys. It's been a long time coming. Let's talk about some of the shows you've got coming up, starting, of course, now with Trombone Shorty, who we just heard here on air before you guys started. Tell me when that is and where.
Yeah, it's August 22nd at UPAC, 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock show. It's a Sunday. And like I said, that's, he brings a party with him, so I expect it to be a real party atmosphere. If you don't know him, he's a great New Orleans musician, born and raised there, and started playing the horn when he was like 4 or 6, or, he's like he's a virtuoso. What do they call those people that are kids?
Prodigy.
Yeah, he's a prodigy.
Yeah.
A prodigy. And he plays anything, anything you blow into, he can play, a real multi-instrumentalist for sure.
What you were saying, Rita, about that whole energy of, these venues reopening, it just seemed like such a great way to open with this really uplifting, upbeat kind of party feeling, because it's going to be really emotional for all of us.
Yeah. Certainly
having the first show back in this building, and for a lot of the members and people that come here regularly, I think it's going to be a special night. So
it really is. It is something. And then you've got Dispatch coming September 25th. That's in Poughkeepsie at the Bardavon.
Yeah, that's the first show at the Bardavon, and they're a big act that has filled Madison Square Garden, but they approached us wanting to play our smaller venue. We suggested UPAC, and they said, no, we really want the intimacy of the Bardavon, because it's an acoustic show, and they just want it to be small, which we're thrilled.
And the new album's great. If you guys haven't listened to it, there's some really good stuff on there, too, so it's going to be a fun show for sure.
I'm going to play a track. Yeah, I'm going to It's sold out already?
Yeah, it sold out in like 3 days. It was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, it just went.
Wow.
Yeah, we love that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think there's going to be any issues with selling things out for at least a little while, because people are just itching to come back into the theater. And then,
we hope.
Of course, David Sedaris is making a comeback to the Bardavon.
And, he's selling, he's like half gone already, and it's in October. Yeah, well, I mean, David, we've had like 5th, 6th time?
I think this is 6 or 7. He's an old friend, for sure.
Well, we like having him just because he's just so much fun to have, He's just backstage, he's hilarious. He's just a hilarious guy all the time. And he does the pre-show book signing, he does the show, the Q&A, and then he does a post-show signing where he basically meets everybody that wants to stick around. He doesn't leave until they're all gone, and it usually takes till like 1 o'clock in the morning or something. And maybe he's eating dinner while he's meeting everybody, but
he's a lot of fun.
He's just a fun guy.
So
and he always does business. He always sells out. So, it's a real, and I can hardly wait to hear what he has to say.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Same with Patty Smith. We have Patty Smith who, we had Patty in her band a couple of times, 25 years ago, 20-something years ago.
First time, yeah, for sure.
And it was great. But since then, she's become a best-selling author, and doesn't really need the touring, business as badly as she may have needed it before,
Right.
So she's selling a lot of books. So she's going to do a words and music thing where she reads from her work or speaks extemporaneously and answers questions from the audience, etc. And then we're doing a reception with 100 people afterwards. And she'll play a few songs as well, of course. And we've been trying to get her back for about 20 years.
Wow. So, Patty Smith, Saturday, November 13th at 8 p.m. at UPAC. Now, members, how do you become a member? Can you just do that online? Do you have to call the box office? How do you become a member?
Yeah. Yeah, both ways. You can go online to donate and find our donate world, and there's a bunch of different ways to sign up as a member, or you can just call the box and talk to the great staff there, and they'll be sure to hook you up.
Yeah.
Either way, yeah.
You do have a great staff, by the way, and always welcoming when one is at one of the shows. They just know who people are. It's just a really great hometown group of people that you have there. So congratulations. And you've got some great shows that were postponed that are also coming up. Brit Floyd, August 29th at UPAC, Frankie Valli, and the Four Seasons. Wow.
Yeah. Well, Four Seasons from somewhere, anyway.
Yeah, exactly. The
We
Mavericks.
Frankie before, and Frankie's there, and then there's these four guys that are about, I don't know, a third of his age, I guess, backing him up. But it's a great show. It's a full band. He does all the hits, of course.
Right.
And it's with Brit Floyd, except they're not. They're sort of pretending to be Pink Floyd, but they're supposed to be the best version of this in the world with an amazing live show. But like that show, is over. I think there's 1,100 tickets already sold for Brit Floyd.
Wow.
And about the same for Frankie. So those ticket holders, they held on to their tickets, for 15 months.
Good.
Which was really great, yeah.
Yeah,
And
it really is.
Mavericks. We have the Mavericks coming back. We had them a couple of years ago at the Bardavon. It took the roof off the place. We'd never had them before, and we just had heard about them from a lot of people. And now we feel like we'll have them every year because they're just so. That's another big party band right there.
Yep.
That's in December 18th.
Yeah, and that's at UPAC also. So, yeah. Great.
About half sold too. Yeah, all the shows, like you say, they're all selling. We just went on sale a couple weeks ago, and business has been very consistent and strong. So that's a real. And we also just booked something at the Old Dutch Church in Kingston. You know that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a beautiful space. We're bringing Anais Mitchell, who's the composer and lyricist of Hadestown, the big Broadway, Tony-winning Broadway show, and it's a project of hers called Bonnie Light Horseman, which features her and
Eric Johnson and Josh Kaufman from Eric Johnson from Fruit Bats. Josh Kaufman's worked with the National, Bob Weir, his Golden Messenger, a bunch of people.
Right. So it's like cool people from cool
when is
bands.
that? When is that happening?
It's in February 20th. Yeah, at the Old Dutch Church in Kingston, which is a gorgeous church, very intimate, great sound. And we've been sniffing around that place for a couple of years and just never got going with it. And now, besides them, we're looking at a couple of other acts to go in there that we haven't finalized yet. But
right.
We kind of felt like, especially since BSP closed in Uptown Kingston.
What a shame.
Yeah, the total shame. And so we're trying to get a little something going on in the neighborhood, so to speak.
Good. We thank you for that because we need that in the neighborhood. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Now, you guys have an email list. If people want to keep up with what's going on at the Bardavon and UPAC, they can go to thebardavon.org, right, and sign up for an email list?
Yep, right there on the homepage. You can sign right up, and you get. That's a good idea, Rita, because you'll get all of our blasts, which let you know what's going on.
Right. And of course, social media, you're on all those platforms, but nothing better than an email because people have so many likes and things they see on Facebook and stuff, but they don't always see everything, right? Because there's too much information overload. So, so emails are the best way to get, and then you'll get notice right away of who's coming where, and you can purchase tickets and all of that. I cannot wait to see the both of you in those theaters. I know you're all going to have a big smile on your face, as will your audiences. And thank you for keeping the music going over this past year in an odd way. But you've done it. And bravo to you for getting so creative, and really look forward to Trombone Shorty starting it off at UPAC and all the other great shows that you have coming up. Bardavon.org. Chris Silva, Stephen LaMarca. Oh my gosh. Thank you both so much. Is there anything that I left out?
No, you covered it, Rita. I appreciate it.
We look forward to seeing you as well.
Yep.
Wonderful. All right, gentlemen. Thank you for your time today. Be well, and we'll see you soon.
All right.
Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye. 91.3 WVKR, Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. That was Chris Silva, the Executive Director, and Stephen LaMarca, Managing Director of Theater Production at Bardavon and Ulster Performing Arts Center, better known as UPAC in Kingston. Lots of great events going on there. The easiest way to keep up with that, as we were just talking about, is going to bardavon.org, sign up for their email list, and then you'll see everything that's coming up, as well as doing the social media stuff. They're on Facebook and Instagram, and everything's open. I mean, they're opening, and check it out, bardavon.org. So many great things happening. This is one of the shows that's coming up that we just talked about. Let's take a listen here right now to Dispatch on 91.3 WVKR.
Oh, do you know there's a place you can go? It's a place that is weathered and worn, but you can't stay there long, like the plow and the stone. But you can wait if you'd like to be born. Born to a dark heaven on earth, plagued by man's greed and sorrow, sorrow and hurt. Born also to the beauty of tomorrow, leading us back to the dirt. The old oak tree watches us like we were bees, just flitting and frittering in the golden. Everybody knows we all died yesterday, and the day after that we were born. Born to a dark heaven on earth, plagued by man's greed and sorrow, sorrow and hurt. Born also to the beauty of tomorrow, leading us back to the dirt. Worry my mind, I worry my mind, I worry my mind till I lose all the time. Sorrow, sorrow and hurt. Born also to the beauty of tomorrow, leading us back to the dirt. Oh, leading us back to the dirt. Oh, leading us back to the dirt.
.3 WVKR. Dispatch, Born on Earth is the track off the new album Break Our Fall. They will be at the Bardavon in Poughkeepsie on Saturday, September 25th at 8 p.m. I think Chris said they were sold out, but take a look. Maybe there's a single seat or something like that you can find, or single seats. Bardavon.org. Thank you to Chris and Stephen for being my guests here this hour on LocalMotion, and so many exciting things happening at the Bardavon and UPAC, and you can check it out. Become a member, sign up for an email list at bardavon.org. I have another guest coming up at 5 o'clock, and he is Caleb Hammonds, and he will be joining me just after the 5 o'clock hour. He is the artistic director for Fisher Center at Bard College, one of the most beautiful venues designed by renowned architect, designed by Frank Gehry. So lots of great things to talk about with Caleb, who's the director of artistic planning for the Fisher Center at Bard College. So we'll talk to him just after 5 o'clock and discuss Summerscape and the Bard Music Festival, which is back this year. Music is coming back, folks. It's coming back. And what we're going to do now, we're going to play some music because this show is all about music of the Hudson Valley. So let's take a listen to this guy who will be performing at the Town Crier in Beacon this coming Friday. Let's take a listen right now to Dylan Doyle right here on 91.3 WVKR.
Turn to verse 23. Read the words written on the page. Take it out on a strange scene. See how far it gets you. There's a sunset over the projects. Each pink shadow's out running over the walls, and they're burning in the blacktop neon light. You can have some of mine for as long as it takes. What the flood leaves behind is what we've got to make. Hey, my mind, hey, my mind. Some got caught in the wanting, some lost the feel, some got lost in their own eyes and went crazy on the hill. You can have some of mine for as long as it takes. What the flood leaves behind is what we've got to make. You can have some of mine for as long as it takes. What the flood leaves behind is what we've got to make. Hey, my mind. 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 Hey, my mind.
91.3 WVKR, verse 23 off Amy Helm's new release, What the Flood Leaves Behind. She was my guest here last week on LocalMotion. What a treat talking with Amy. Amy Helm performing tomorrow in New York City at City Winery. On Friday, July 2nd, she'll be at Levon Helm Studios with the Midnight Ramble Band. And on Sunday, July 4th, she'll be at the City Winery in Montgomery, City Winery, Hudson Valley. Amy Helm's new release, What the Flood Leaves Behind. If you missed my interview with Amy, it is wherever you stream from, your streaming platform. You can just look for LocalMotion as well as my YouTube channel, LocalMotion on 91.3 WVKR, Rita Ryan. If you would subscribe to either one of those, you'll be up to date with all the wonderful people we're talking to here on the show. We also heard Dylan Doyle, Unify, new single from him. Dylan will be performing this Friday at Town Crier in Beacon, New York, the legendary Town Crier since 1972, right on Main Street in Beacon, towncrier.com. And I just got notification that their open mics, their legendary open mics, are starting again in July, like in a week or two. So be on the lookout for that. You can look at their website, social media, keep up with all the great things happening at Town Crier. Well, they've got one more show left on their tour. That's happening this Saturday at Bearsville in Woodstock. Let's take a listen to the new CD from the Levin Brothers. Let's take a listen to a track from there right here, right now on 91.3.
Thank you all very much. You're welcome.
I can hardly find the words I need to say. So numb today. There must be a way to watch each other's back when we're under attack. We all walk through the valley alone. We all walk through the valley alone. Ain't no time to wait, no time to sleep and hesitate. Ain't no time to wait, all the things we came to say. Ain't no time to wait, no time to sleep, don't hesitate. Ain't no time to wait, all the things we came to say. Every day a story comes and goes away. Our voices fade. Standing side by side, we cast our shadow long. We're twice as strong. We all walk through the valley alone. We all walk through the valley alone. No time to wait, no time to sleep, don't hesitate. Ain't no time to wait, all the things we came to say. Ain't no time to wait, no time to sleep, don't hesitate. Ain't no time to wait, all the things we came to say. Ain't no time. Oh, if we wait for a sign, might as well fall in line. If we wait for a sign, might as well fall in line. I can count all the ways we've tried. Ain't no time to wait, no time to sleep, don't hesitate. Ain't no time to wait, all the things we came to say. Ain't no time to wait, no time to sleep, don't hesitate. Ain't no time to wait, all the things we came to say. Ain't no time to wait, no time to sleep, don't hesitate. Ain't no time to wait, all the things we came to say. Ain't no time to wait, no time to sleep, don't hesitate. Ain't no time to wait, all the things we came to say. Ain't no time to wait.
91.3 WVKR. Jonas Smith. No time to wait. What a musician he is. He lives on the West Coast and he's here this weekend and he'll be performing Friday night at the Falcon. I believe Andy Stack, his friend, will be joining him along with Lee Falco and Brandon Morrison. I'm pretty sure that's the lineup at the Falcon this Friday. Reservations you can call. You can also check out their website at live@thefalcon.com and make a reservation right online or give them a call. Jonas Smith, what a great performer. He was on the show here a couple of years ago when he was here making an album, and I had him on, and it was just so great talking to him. A really, really phenomenal musician. We also heard the Levin Brothers, brand new music from the Levin Brothers off their new release. This new release is only available at their show, and it's called Live at the Falcon. It's a live CD. I mean, Live at Daryl's House. I'm sorry, that's their website. It's Live at Daryl's House, the CD by the Levin Brothers. It's only available at their shows. They've done quite a few shows this month, the Levin Brothers, that is, and they will be doing one more show. They're ending their tour at Bearsville Theater in Woodstock this Saturday. I believe there are still tickets available. You can visit bearsvilletheater.com and check out the final show of the Levin Brothers this Saturday night. This CD, we just heard the track from the Levin Brothers by Jimi Hendrix called Up From the Skies. I love their version of it as well. So, yeah, Levin Brothers, always a great time. Of course, Tony Levin, who's been with King Crimson for decades, as well as Peter Gabriel. His brother Pete Levin, who has performed on so many different sessions, it's hard to mention them all, but he's been with Annie Lennox, he's played with Paul Simon, Gil Evans, just a whole bunch of people. Look these guys up. They're just phenomenal musicians, and they live right here in the Hudson Valley. We are so lucky with all the musicians that we have around here. Speaking of which, Scott Sherrard is coming out, or actually is coming out with a whole new album in September, and he just released a single that we are going to take a listen to right here, right now, by Scott Sherrard on 91.3 WVKR.
Give me an inch and I take a mile. Don't trust my words, don't trust my smile. 'Cause I'll change on the dime. Such a waste of a man living in his prime. 'Cause I'm bad news, always held the blues. Kicked around and you know I've been abused. Well, I'm bad news, trying to pay my dues. But I'll leave you feeling so confused. Well, you know I will. I'm so sorry, baby, but you know I will. See, I always try to do what's right.